What is up, traders, and welcome back to Uplift Markets. Today we're diving into why AMD is up 9% on the day and is setting up for a massive bullish run. Not just because of technicals, but because the fundamentals are finally catching fire. So you want to know more, stick around, and we'll find out together. Before we dive in, please feel free to subscribe to the Uplift Market newsletter, where we provide personal AI insights and AI-powered trade setups straight to your inbox. So here's what's heating up the name fundamentally, and why the stock is up 9% on the day. AMD just unveiled new chips focused on agentic AI. And as we know, this is the next wave of artificial intelligence, allowing models to make decisions autonomously and facilitating overall business procedures. It's a very big deal. As well, Piper Sandler's Harsh Kumar called this a pivotal moment for AMD's AI expansion, especially in the data center segment. As well, AMD expects a full snapback in Q4 for AMD's GPU business after shaking off China-related charges, and it's overall a nice major sentiment shift for investors. As well, pull-ins are coming in faster than expected, meaning that the demand for AMD products is rising again. And overall, I firmly believe that AMD has more market share to gain. It's been seen as the overall underdog in the AI race, always lagging behind NVIDIA by revenue and also by stock price overall performance. But now with these product launches, I firmly believe that investors are not only seeing that AMD is catching up, but it's finally back in the AI race. So let's take a little closer look at what Lisa Su, the CEO, has to say and how the future of AI is only getting better from here. So let's take a little closer look at the overall announcement made here.
I've seen in my career. And in 2025, it's only gone faster. We've seen the emergence of more powerful reasoning models, the rise of agents, really growing momentum in real-world use cases that are actually starting massive scale deployments. And it's clear that we're entering the next chapter of AI. Now, training is always going to be the foundation to develop the models. But what has really changed is the demand for inference has grown significantly, driven by more capable models and new use cases that are increasing AI usage. We're also seeing an explosion of models. So of course you have the new frontier models from folks like OpenAI and Google, but you also have open models from Meta and DeepSeek and many others. And we're also seeing now a surge in new specialized models that are built from everything from healthcare to finance to coding to scientific research. And when you look over the next few years, one of the
Right, and this is something I want to take a little bit, partake in, right? We've seen OpenAI just taking the market by storm, right? And we're obviously seeing this reflected in Microsoft stock, right? Achieving all-time highs, right? And this is obviously due to, the amazing growth that, their investment was in OpenAI, right? They're seeing, massive inflows as well. The demand is increasing. And Google obviously was behind on this now, but with the new Gemini, the 2.5 model and all these models that are coming out, especially with the new offer that they have for students, right? So if you're a student, you get free access until 2026, right? They're slowly starting to catch up. And also, I've tested them out, and the overall models are, they feel better from Google, right? They're more advanced. They're slowly starting to catch up to OpenAI's, right? And what I really like here about Google as well, and their overall model just in general, is that, they're also, by giving this model plan for free to students, they're not only adding a customer base for free right now, but they're allowing the customer to review the product. They're pretty much getting free feedback, right? The overall user is getting the benefit of using the AI, and Google gets the benefit of having the overall feedback and knowing what they can do to overall make the AI, the agent, just better, right? And overall deployment as well for developers. And even with the new models coming out, like the Google VO3, which allows video generation, is just absolutely amazing. What has been achieved over the last 3 years, right? Comparing that with the original Will Smith video in Spaghetti and the new video coming out, right? That came out, it's just outstanding. Just looks more realistic, and it's amazing to see the future of AI and how it's overall developing now towards being that agentic mode and having business operations being fully automated by AI to not only increase the revenue lines but also to increase the overall research and development production of overall products, and just making every single business out there, regardless of big corporations or a small business, just making it more effective and better. And that's the whole point, right? We all win at the end of the day here. So something I really like to see here on AMD. So let's look at the chart, right? Obviously, all these are good news, but the stock is up 9% on the day, and you guys can see this here, right? So I'm on a daily chart here of AMD, and it's looking, what can I say, amazing here. Possibly setting up. So let me just delete this for you guys and start over pretty much from scratch, so you guys get a little bit of a key here. So let's see, take this off. Okay, let's zoom out, right, to when AMD was achieving all-time highs, and all of a sudden we initiated this very strong downward trend, right? Very, very strong, right? And during this time, AMD was starting to fall back in the AI race, and NVIDIA during this time just appreciated also, right? The stock and the revenues were increasing. So as AMD was declining, AMD was increasing, right? And we saw that inverse relationship for quite a while. But now what we're starting to see is that not only is AMD now back above key areas of resistance, which were the 200 EMA, this white line, and the 50 EMA, this yellow line for you guys, so you guys can see it. We're actually above that now, and they were key areas of resistance for quite a while. You guys can see this downward trend, right? Ever since October of 2024, so last year, we've been on this downward momentum, right? Just negative shift, negative sentiment, right? Investors not feeling too confident on the overall stock, just selling it, right? But ever since we made this low, right, that the overall market did, you can see that on pretty much the majority of stocks, especially in tech, and the earnings that came in, right? It was a lot, they beat. And then this AI agentic keynote, investor sentiment just, completely shifted and is now focused. So I really like how we're above the 50, above the 200. And, it's been quite a while since we're above that. So obviously there's going to be people getting liquidated up there. So also what I really like is that if we plot here a swing high and good VWAP, we're finally above it. Like, look how long we were having that level as resistance. We, bid up, found resistance here, supply, boom, just kept shooting back down. But we're finally above it, right? And it's also forming a higher high, which is the overall trend structure of a trend, right? It's higher highs and higher lows, right? So it's reversing. The downward trend is starting that initiation pretty much of the upward trend. And for us, what we would like to see here over the following days would be, a decisive close, above this $200 level and, the 50 EMA, which would give us just that extra confidence, some type of candles like this that, show us the strength. And price targets towards AMD are going to be obviously the 150, and I really believe AMD can challenge the all-time high. I mean the short-term highs here of 173, right? You might be asking why 150. Well, it's been an important area of resistance, so I may, possibly think that we may find some short-term resistance at that level. But from there, that's the first profit target. If increases and just see something like this, for example, we see the stock break above what we would like to see to continue towards upside. Then we would like to see tests of this, break and test, and then just keep moving higher. But I really believe that we can achieve and break those highs, and AMD is just catching up on the AI race, and they're gonna eventually gain back that market share. So that's one of the main thesis that I have here for this overall trade, and as well a longer term investment here on this name. So it's a very important aspect to look out for. Always try to stay as informed as you can about the company as what it's doing. Not just NVIDIA or AMD, but for example Meta, right? The innovation in the AI, this is the future. It's like in a new industrial revolution, right? And that's what they're heavily expanding on this, right? CapEx is through the roof on these, right? So they know this is the future and they really want to capitalize on it. So if I were you, I'd look intensely at the overall news and how the company is developing these frameworks, right? So other than that, if you guys like this video, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, and if you guys want more AI powered insights, please feel free to subscribe to the Uplift Markets newsletter, where we give personal AI insights and AI powered trade setups straight to your inbox. And as always, stay sharp, stay uplifted, and don't let the markets whip you guys out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.